got to be an airplane coming. Is the lighter gonna flame out? Hear the pitch change? I'm trying to catch the lighter flaming out one of these times. Usually doesn't when I get right here. By my ear. Crown. I'm clearing the. There we got it. Well, it quit out. A lot of times it will catch fire down here and flame out. To shake it and it does it with lots of lighters, not just this one. Many lighters do that. If you're using a Bic style, you know, with a flame, Bics will work, but sometimes the flame will just shrink down and it'll go out sometimes, even when the lighter's full. And if it's a cheapy one, it'll melt down within seconds and just pop the spring out. And if you touch it with your finger, it'll burn the shit out of you, because something goes from what's being burned, like it's as if there's energy, like you know, something moves up the plasma stream, causes the lighter to get exceptionally hot. I know that does not sound logical or possible. That's what seems to happen, though. And I've experienced it hundreds of times, so it's been verified to me. That's another thing. When you let off, if you're burning any of the stuff off of me, when I let go of the trigger on the lighter, the gas continues to run for a lot longer than if I was using the lighter not doing this. If I was using the lighter for something else and I let off of it, the gas and stops fairly quickly. If I've been doing this, it continues to run for a long time. No discernible reason why that should be, but that's what I've noticed. Odd as that is. Okay, anyway. Well, when it's really vaping stuff off, I don't feel it. I mean, I've yet to burn myself, not once, because my reflexes will just keep doing that. I mean, if you know, but I wasn't always this relaxed about it. When I first noticed this thing, I couldn't even hold a big lighter to me for a second without like, it's freaking burning me. You know, and once I realized that this was restoring my health, well, crap, as crazy as it seems, I'm going with what is actually working, and what I experienced is more valid than what any WebMD might tell me, or even what a doctor would say in person. And when you really look at our medical system, it just basically looks like NASA, you know, to deceive. It should be called NASA. We have NASA Medical. Anyway, Yeah. When I noticed that this stuff worked, I just there's so many little things that are hard to remember and talk about and making the video about this stuff. You know, there's a couple more. When across my back and shoulders, I did remember that in like 2017, 2018, and when I was having to pour water over my head and all the time, and the pain was in the skin of my shoulders and back. I remember like 6 or 7 months before I started to get relief, and without having to do this, I would have to have a wet towel and like a wrapped around my head, around my neck, because it was burning up the sides of my neck, and then my earlobe would split open and bleed out the infected shit. And my eyebrows were swollen, and they would do the same thing. And my hollows of my cheeks were really hollowed, and with coarse white hairs growing at weird angles coming out of them. And I knew that wasn't right. And that's like where it hurt was right along here, and right along these paths, like right up the side of my jawline, and right up into my ear. Felt like piranhas were chewing my ear off for months and months. And it would start bleeding too. So it was really like piranhas were chewing my ear off. If I would have known at that time that all I got to do was lightly toast it with a torch and that would stop, I would have started doing that a long time ago. That's the simplest way to explain it. That would make it stop. So the very notion that this type of disorder with so many symptoms that are so strange and specific is something that our medical doesn't know about, they won't even acknowledge as real. Um, it just speaks to what a fraud they are. They're the absolute fraud. I guess it's more fun to lie to people, and so that you can torture them with your treatments and procedures and get them strung out on drugs. That's way better. Thanks, man.